law of sines or cosines for this Regents exam. You don't need it. You won't find it in the cold hard fact sheet. Those two are just some extra topics because we're in honors that I do every year. All right. Can you use them? Is it okay to use them if you use them correctly? Absolutely. But don't stress yourself out trying to figure out how do I use sines and cosines. It's not needed. All right. Anything you can do in this exam can be done using sine, cosines, or tangent from SOHCAHTOA. Anything can be done with that. Are we finding a side or an angle here? Side. So we can cross multiply. The only time I hit my inverse button is if it's an angle. So I cross multiply, read the directions carefully. It says to the nearest inch. And what am I looking for here? 24? 40 inches. And another comment here. Rounding incorrectly. We don't take half points off on the Regents. It's full points. It's full points only. So even if you round it incorrectly here to 39 or 41, we got to take off 1 point out of 2, as crappy as that is. All right, so no half points are taken off here. All good, 40 inches. All right, I think I'm going, was it 26? I think I'm going right to 27. Yep, 27. I'll give you an opportunity to read, jot some stuff down for me, and then we'll talk. And I'm going to get real fired up with some of them here. £43 per cubic foot. What's the 43 represent? That's the, thank you. So this is a density problem. So the first thing I'm thinking about is the formula, which I'm not given. Density equals mass over volume. I know the density is 43. Looking for the mass, but I don't have the volume. So that's what I'm going to have to calculate off to the side. Length times width times height. And here's where I'm going to get fired up. If you have 8 times 3 times 1, you're not seeing it still. What's the density in? Per cubic foot. Read it with me. 8 feet, 3 feet, 1 inch. That's a problem. And we don't do it after finding the volume. You change all the units before you find the volume. So we need to convert 1 inch to feet. Make a proportion if you don't know what to do with the 12 inches. And that should come out to be 1/12 of a foot. You do not use the 1. You cannot change the volume. You can. You guys aren't skilled enough, and that's nothing against you. I just never showed you. All right? You're not skilled enough yet to change the volume into the correct unit. So do it right at the beginning. Now I can go 8 times 3 times a 12. So your volume is 2. I go over, plug in 2 for volume. Nice, easy cross multiplication now. Next thing, well, I'm not done with this. I know it's 86, but 86 what? What units are we in? And not because it said leave it in pounds, because how do I know this mass is in pounds? Where did I look? I look back at the density. Pounds. Make sure it matches what you need to leave it in. We did a problem on your unit test, unit 12, your last unit test, where I said turn it into tons. All right, so be careful. Right, you may need to convert multiple times. 86, all good? All right, keep grinding here over a couple part 2s with me. Oh, yes, another circle one, 28. What is this circle fact that we need to use here? And if I don't know it, where can I look? So it looks like a secant and a tangent. What do I remember for their lengths? What's that fact? Secant tangent lengths. What's the fact I have to remember? If I don't know, I can always look somewhere. I have a whole page dedicated to it. All right, what do we need to use to find lengths of tangents and secants? Oh, 27. What?
You want the formula or the
I'll take anything at this point.
CA over AD is equal to AD over EA.
Okay, so you make proportions. Okay, I didn't go over it that way. I did whole times external equals whole times external, but that'll still work. All right, everyone, whole times external equals whole times external, right? Give me a whole something. Give me a whole of something. 20, whole part of something.
CA is
12, is it?
12.
12.5, watch your mouth. You're better than that. External part, what's the external part? 13, do a quick calculation if needed. 8, not 4.5, that's the internal part. And what about the whole tangent? 16, whole tangent. X, external part. Always the same. Yes, I want you to know all the information possible, but I'm also trying to groom you guys to be good test takers. Anybody see rounding directions here? No. So if you got like 10.85695, something's wrong. Don't call me over and say, what should I round to? There's no rounding directions for a reason. None are needed. Okay, remember that. None. What should I round to here? Oh, probably go back and do the problem over. All right. Whoa. Sorry, we're going back. I got a bonus question. On 28, because I'm prepping you for everything. All right, let's get off the lengths of it. Ready? Bonus question. Talk to me. How would you find angle A? I know there's no numbers on anything, but you can still say this arc, and do something with them. How would I find angle A here? Huh? Where is angle A? Completely outside, so that should solve all the issues. If it's completely outside, how do I find an angle? 23? Okay, 1/2, go ahead. Arc CD, and then here's the big part. What do I do with the other arc? That's if it's inside. That's a floater angle. Now, everyone, that's a floater angle. If you want to add 2 arcs, it's got to be inside, floater. So instead, I'm probably going to subtract it with BD. Yep. Everyone good? CD minus BD. If the angle's on the outside, completely on the outside, I subtract. If it's a floater on the inside, I add them. All right, good. All right, I'm going to slow it down now because I have not talked about this topic at all. No, we have not. I don't think I even assigned it yet. All right, let's slow it down. These 3 line segments are medians. So now I need you to dig deep. What was a median again? Because that's going to help me for one side of the triangle I'm trying to find the perimeter of. What is a median again? Throw anything you have at me. What you remember a median being in a triangle. 11, median?
It bisects the side it's drawn to.
Because it's drawn to a midpoint. Medians come from a vertice to a midpoint. So that must mean F is a midpoint. FZ is congruent to XF. So that first side of the triangle, 7.5. Other 2 sides. Here we go. Notice all 3 medians intersect at point C. Way back in Unit 5, we had a name for point C. All 3 medians intersect at the centroid. So awesome that you know what it's called. More importantly, what was the big fact about it, right? Centroid. What was the big fact? And this is what I got to use here. Young Will?
It splits all the medians into ratios of 2 to 3.
We almost had it. 2 to 1, yes.
2/3, that's what I was
Sure. Ratio of 2 to 1. Now, in a simpler terms, one piece of the median is double the other. That's what 2 to 1 is. One piece is double the other. So everyone sees CE is 5. That's the one piece. The other piece is double that. So 10 for XC. 10. And if YF, the whole median is 21, what about the other two parts? Well, you can guess and check, right? Because I know one should be double the other and they add to 21. So what numbers can I throw out there that are one's double the other and they add to 21? Or if you want to do it algebraically, 2 to 1, 2x plus x gives you the whole median, which we were told was 21. Okay, so either way, you can figure out what FC is. But they have to add to 21, and one's got to be double the other. So how long is FC up here? Ho, 7. Seven or 14? 7, it's the smaller part, right? 7. And again, that comes up, makes a good point. How do I know? Obviously by looks, I get it, but how do you know which one's the double part? Vertice to centroid is always the double part. All right. Sometimes we may not be able to go by looks. So my perimeter, 7.5, 7, 10, 24 and a half.
7.
Yeah, maybe if you said 7, sure. Yeah. Good try though, kids. Good try. I'm on top of my game. All right, good try. We good? You know what? Fine. I'll give it to you. Sure. I don't even care at this point now. I'm just giving away stuff. It's not. All right. What do you want? Here you go. Let me stop the video. Weeks ago, and this is where we're going to end the review here. Our classic: find the equation of a line, parallel, perpendicular, and going through this point. All right. So let's go. 2 things I need. First thing is slope. And I am really hoping at this point we know we cannot get the slope from the equation as it's written. The slope is not -4. So please transform it or help me transform it to something that can be found. The slope can be found. 10, start us off.
Subtract the 4y over and subtract the 10.
What?
Like,
Subtract the
or
4y.
add the 4y.
So you want me to move the 4y over?
Yes.
All right.
It's positive.
I get that. Or you can subtract 5x if anybody wants to do that. You can. So I have 5x equals 4y plus 10. You're going to have to take it from here, Zach, because you might be on an island doing it this way.
And then subtract 10.
Subtract the 10 over, yep. I say it's only one extra step, but. So 5x minus 10 equals 4y. All right, Zach, one more.
And then divide 40%.
All right, we all get there. All right. Honestly, it might be a little bit better because I don't know how are some of you taking that double negative you have and making it into a positive, because you should have negative 5x over -4 if you did it the other way. That becomes positive 5/4 x. Does this y-intercept mean anything to me for this problem? No, I don't even care what you're right. Hey, here you go. Do a whatever. There's your y-intercept. Happy face. I don't care what you put there. It has no bearing on the final answer. None. What's the slope of our line, no matter how you converted it? 7, slope of my line. What is it? 0 for 2 today, boss. Slope of my line right now. 5/4. Now go ahead. Slope of my perpendicular line. Yep. Again, I saw this too many times on the quiz. You have to flip and change the sign. Flipping alone is not good enough. That's just a reciprocal. I need the negative reciprocal. And the second thing we need, y-intercept. And we have found it the same way every single problem. How do you find the y-intercept? What am I going to need here? Oh, 20
Are you plugging the coordinates?
into,
The thing you would know.
which is?
5/4 x plus e is equal to y.
So you're saying plug it into y equals mx.
And x plus e.
Thank you. And we're solving for b. Go ahead, Bridger. What do I plug in for y?
12.
12, right? Slope we already found. Make sure you use the perpendicular one. X. There you go. Calculate your b-value and write the final answer. And a reminder, all this has to be done in pen the day of. I don't care, obviously, what you do now while you're studying, but day of, it needs to be done in pen. 16. Y equals negative 4/5 x plus 16. Okay, you are moving right to anything in the parts 2, 3, and 4. If you need a compass, I will have compasses right over with the gentleman in the back there. We're not skipping that one because I have to use a compass or I don't know. We're going to look up the video if we need to. All right, so let's get going. Parts 2, 3, and 4. Let's get focused. Only people who should be talking to are the people in your groups. Parts 2, 3, and 4.